Today we are with Mr. Clehan Pulle, our CEO, Director, Finetech Consultancy. So let's see what he has to say regarding our new concept launch, 15x productivity. Good afternoon, sir. So let me go to the first question of today's session.
Okay.
For 15 years, Finetech has been a leader in digital transformation. How has that journey led to the development of a concept as bold as 15x productivity?
Yeah, very good question. For the past 15 years, our journey has been one consistent evaluation. We have evolved from 2010, where we first itself started cloud, and we were the pioneers in the cloud business. So our first evaluation was basically trying to see how we could move customers and get them to move to the cloud, getting them the benefit of cloud. So that was our first attempt. But over the years, what we saw is more and more people went into the cloud. We have seen that their productivity started increasing. So we started with this 10x productivity. That was our beginning. And using Google solutions, how a customer could increase his productivity was our first start. But as we felt, using Workspace, we saw our customer base growing in the first place. Today, it's at about 600 plus customers. And with this growth, when we asked our customers, when we saw what was the main thing, it was they were gaining productivity. So with this gain, we started, our first thing was 10 things of what Google Workspace could do to increase your productivity. That became 12, then became 13, then became 14, then became 15. But that was in the era where AI was not present. Since of late, this bold step was taken because since of late, we saw our customers, Google introducing AI. And with Google introducing AI, we saw our customers' productivity, our productivity going up 15 times, or I would say even more. But we all thought of being a bit, actually 15x, the bold step of 15x is actually a very conservative step. Because what we have said is we have taken the bare minimum productivity that we can give a customer. But in my opinion, it is more than that. It may be even double. So that is the bold step that we have taken to make this. So we are revolutionizing the business. 2010 we revolutionized by starting cloud. And today a lot of others follow us. But today 15x is something with AI, Google's AI, that we are revolutionizing the industry.
That's very impressive, sir. So let's move on to the second question. So what is the core philosophy behind this concept? How does it differ from traditional ideas of being productive?
Right. So that's again a good question. Now, when you say productivity, I would say there are four. How do you measure productivity? How would a client say, okay, I am productive and my productivity is better than what I was? How do you measure that? So our philosophy is, or when we measure, or when we offer a solution to the customer, we would look at four key matrices. So the first key matrix is time-based matrix. So on a time-based matrix, what I would say is, how do I increase if I am going to take 15 hours to do a particular task, and I can do that in 1 hour with Google AI and with Finetech's technologies. If a client can do it in 1 hour, that is what 15x productivity is. So I'll give you an example. We take a meeting minute. Today, for example, when you have a meeting and you finish a meeting, to get the meeting minutes out, just think about it. I would say at least minimum it will take you may not be able to do it even in 24 hours. You say, or if you're the speedest person would agree with me that you would say 15 hours. But if it's 15 hours, and if I can give you the meeting minutes, as soon as the meeting is over, I can give you the first draft. And within 1 hour, if I can give you the meeting minutes, that is 15x productivity. So the first thing is time-based matrix. Second thing is resource efficiency matrix. So what does a resource efficiency matrix means is, say for example, you have a call center which has 10 call center agents and they handle 1,000 calls. With Google AI, like the Google chatbot, the Google AI voice bot, those type of things. If I can keep the same number of staff of 10 agents and handle 2,000 calls, I could see what is the call drops, and if I can minimize my call drops, that is a resource-based matrix. So which means with the same resource, I can double or I can increase the number of calls that I can make or the number of tasks that I can do. That is a resource-based matrix. Then we come to the quality assurance matrix. So that is basically if I can improve the quality of service. That is another matrix that we would measure. And then finally the business impact matrix. So by introducing 15x productivity, what would be the business impact? So we at Finetech, when we offer 15x productivity, we offer come and look at the organization and offer the solutions to increase your productivity by 15x. We will base a very scientific mechanism by looking at the task that you are doing and then put that task into this matrix and show you how you could increase your productivity from a time-based matrix, from a resource and efficiency matrix, from a quality assurance matrix, and from a strategic business impact finally, which is all of us are looking at what is the strategic business impact. So this is the matrix that we will look at, and this has been the real reason, and this has been very successful for us, and this is where we are not afraid to take this bold step and offer this, which I don't think anybody in the industry today has offered or taken such a bold step.
Thank you, Mr. Clehan. That was very descriptive and also with real life examples as well. So thirdly, I would like to ask, the name 15x is very specific. What does that number represent for Finetech and its clients?
Okay, so the number is something that we always thought of, how do we do this? But as you know, Finetech was incorporated in 2010. So basically we have been in this business of cloud, productivity, all that stuff. We have been in this business for 15 years. So our experience is so vast that we thought, okay, with that experience, it is not 15x, it's much more than that. But we thought it will be synonymous to, one is that from our legacy, which is 15 years, and taking the 15 years, we thought at least we should bring one productivity aspect to a client of ours for every year that we have been in business. So 15x comes from the legacy of celebrating our 15th year this year. Then the next thing is the quality promise that we bring. So it's a promise that we bring. So as I said, taking from the matrices, the promise that we bring is basically the quality of what we bring to you. So that is where you see that four matrices coming to bring that quality to you.
It was pretty impressive how the name has been incorporated. So my fourth question would be, for looking ahead, what is the single biggest change you foresee for businesses that embrace the 15x productivity concept?
Yeah, I think if I think about it, a good question again. The single biggest change of a business that embraces 15x productivity concept will be the transition from a reactive to a proactive, innovative mindset. So organizations today, what happens is people are reactive. But our biggest challenge is, our biggest takeaway for a client is that we are moving you from a reactive organization to be a more proactive organization. By automating routine tasks, harnessing the power of AI will drive insights, and that will basically convert you to be a more proactive individual. Our organization to be proactive, staff to be proactive, and that is basically where you will see how the 15x comes in. Because today, 90% of the people are in Sri Lanka and globally outside are very reactive. But with AI, we can convert that completely into proactive. And being proactive means sky is the limit.
That was a great piece of advice for anyone being proactive rather than being reactive. So the final question for the session would be, for a company that is intrigued by this philosophy, what is the first step they should take to explore how Finetech can help them achieve 15x productivity?
Yeah, so I think stepping from your previous question, this question is also related to that, but I think I'd like to take a step back. So the first thing, the shift, when you're making the shift, first is it's a data-driven decision that we are driving organizations to make. Then we are also looking at how do organizations increase agility and innovation in the organization. So that's again something that organizations, we need to bring that out, harness that out. How do they increase agility, and innovation in the organization? And also, how do you empower the workforce? So how do you empower your workforce? So these are the 3 steps that we will look at in coming. So to answer your question, how do we do that? We have the scientific mechanism. We want to enable organizations to empower themselves. We want to look at the agility of the organization, the staff, and how do you make the workforce. Look at the change management. How do you change the way the workforce works? Because people don't like change. So we see that as a major concern. But how have we handled it? For 600 customers, we have handled it in such a way that we ensure that the workforce also changes to suit the modern requirements of AI. So in that, how do we approach this? So it's an initial consultation. We will come, we'll understand your current working environment. So it's the initial consultation. Then after that initial consultation, we will also look at how do we move to a long-term, that initial consultation will also be driving, understanding your long-term goals and how do you achieve those long-term goals ASAP, soon as possible. The next step is a deep dive analysis. So then after that, we'll do a deep dive analysis and then we'll basically come up with a strategic blueprint for the organization. And when that strategic blueprint is approved by the organization or by you, customer, we then come up with a very systematic step approach, taking the low-hanging fruits and then moving up to the best. So that is where we are able to achieve this 15x productivity. So I think this approach is a very scientific, tested, proven, and it is not for one customer, it's over 600 customers that we have tested this and it works. So I think that's nothing more that I could say beyond this. So if you are interested, I think our website is there. Find www.fcpl.biz. Check on that. We have our direct contact numbers, we have our sales teams, we have our technical teams, we have our support teams. So, and also we are backed by, in bringing this productivity, one of the biggest things is we are backed by the world's largest brand name, Google. Right? And we have been a Google partner for the last 15 years. And that relationship is good as art, and also what our staff are trained by Google. And because we are one of the premier partners, we are the only premier partner in Sri Lanka, Maldives and Bangladesh. And being a premier partner, what is there for our customers? Our customers, it's like as good as dealing with Google, because our staff get the same training that a Googler will get. Right? So that is the insight that we bring. So we bring in that know-how, that modern technology, the state-of-the-art technology, latest technology we can bring to our clients because the backing of what we have with Google. And 15 years we with Google, and Google is, I think we have been with Google for more than half of their lifetime of Google. So that itself is basically a reason why somebody should come to us, and where we are the most qualified people to give you advice how to improve your productivity is because we are backed by Google.
That was a perfect explanation, Mr. Clehan, and thank you for your time, Mr. Clehan. Also, with that, we wind up the session, and I hope everyone got a great understanding on 15x productivity concept and how it will enhance organizational productivity. So for more details, visit www.fcpl.biz, or you can simply have an appointment with one of our consultants on the contact number displaying on the caption. Thank you.
Thank you very much.